everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP in the XRP community. Now in CoinMarketCap, XRP is at 22 cents, looking good, as well as Bitcoin around $10,000. But I am ready for us to go to the moon. Now guys, before we jump into news, like I say, I'm not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice, it's just for entertainment value only. Cryptomaniac tweeted out, World Cryptocurrency is coming. Video from 2018 live conference from Satoshi Baggins. Putin is ahead of the game when it comes to world leaders. He is massively stacking sats, that's for sure.
Первый вопрос, будет ли у России какая-нибудь своя криптовалюта? Второе, будет ли это как-нибудь контролироваться государством? И в-третьих, считаете ли вы, что в ближайшем будущем криптовалюта полностью заменит наши обычные стандартные деньги?
Ну, вопрос, который вам задали, он задан несколько некорректно, потому что своей криптовалюты у России не может быть по определению. Так же, как не может быть своей криптовалюты в любой другой стране. Потому что если мы говорим о криптовалюте, то это то, что выходит за рамки национальных границ.
What will be the world cryptocurrency? Next week comes from the Bearable Bull. This is why whenever they say distributed ledger technology in documents and speeches, we know it's XRP. They already gave it away from XRP 2020. We've already seen this.
Obviously, you and I, we've heard of Bitcoin. We've heard of Ethereum. You familiar with XRP and the efforts of Ripple?
With the distributed ledger technology for their payments?
Yep.
Yes.
And you're familiar with EOS?
No.
What about privacy coins like Monero or Zcash?
Familiar with XRP. Look at that. Distributed ledger technology. They already gave it away. It's already in front of us. Next week comes from Boy XRP.
Though while Libra may have begun this conversation, the blockchain and cryptocurrency system is diverse. It seems to me that these technologies and other digital innovations are inevitable. They could be beneficial, and I believe the U.S. should lead in their development. That can't happen without clear rules of the road. As the U.S. develops a more comprehensive regulatory approach, care must be taken in determining what gaps may be present in the existing framework. In mid-July, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin said, "To be clear, the U.S. welcomes responsible innovation, including new technologies that may improve the efficiency of the financial system and expand access to financial services." That being said, with respect to Facebook's Libra and other developments in cryptocurrencies, our overriding goal is to maintain the integrity of our financial system and protect it from abuse. He also noted that
a friendly reminder to HODL XRP, the #1 cryptocurrency by design. It's the use case. It's all in the utility. Once again from Boy XRP.
It's such an odd statement because we're obviously so far away from anything like that. So I wonder how he reconciled that in his mind. One issue which, well, you've obviously written on getting back to actual sound money, which from the federal policy standpoint seems almost impossible at this point, or not on the table. What do you make of the pressure on the Federal Reserve to compete with these private currencies, right? So I'm sure people have been asking about cryptocurrencies all over the place, but will that be a force for good for at least imposing some competition or some incentive to compete on the Federal Reserve?
I definitely think allowing currency competition would be a very positive thing to do. And I must say I've been pleasantly surprised. During the transition, we were examining some of these issues. I was working on the Trump transition team assigned to the Treasury Department to advise on international financial issues. The advent of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, of course, have gotten a lot of attention, and people wondered what ultimately would be the response of governments, particularly the United States, where we issue the world's dominant reserve currency. At what point are they going to say we will restrict the use of these currencies? And the Federal Reserve weighed in on this and was surprisingly willing to accommodate fintech and the new advances, blockchain technology. They did not want to be intimidating to how this new approach to a payment system might evolve, and I think that's to their credit. So I suppose if it becomes a real threat, we could see whole debates over what should be allowed as legal tender. But I will say I found it very interesting in...
Now this connects to the next tweet down here.
And I believe they are protected from state tax. So it would be interesting if you could have competitive currencies, whether or not they're linked to gold or silver, but competitive currencies as a way to really bring about what Frederick Hayek talked about, private monies. Because I think you either go with the idea that only sovereign nations issue currencies and then people are blocked from using alternatives through legal tender laws, or you open it up to a truly free market approach, the kind that Frederick Hayek advocated of private competitive currencies. And I like the idea that these currencies might start to give a little competition to our own Federal Reserve. And
so a little bit of competitiveness. It comes from the Ripple Wrestling Investor. Well, look at that. From Patience is Key. Do you see what I see? Look at that, moving goods before. You guys can check out all of that. And then after, what does it look like? Is that XRP? Now guys, we're into the fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. Robert R tweeted out, if you 5-minute research, you will see Bitcoin pumped pre-halving and dumped post-halving, staying there for months before new all-time high. That is why I choose not to FOMO in. Again, so will that be the same scenario for this time again? Next here comes Shocko Doggo. Shocking proof that XRP will take over Bitcoin. We can see right here, Bitcoin, die. XRP, moon. Next it comes from Marvin. We can see right here, 222222222. So what do you guys think this quote or this tweet means? And the final tweet for today comes from Ripple Riddler. XRP alert! It is coming. Finally! I hope we moon, guys. Rocket ships, it looks like. I hope we moon. I have been ready, and is it time, guys? Is it time? But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And you guys, see ya.
There's a documentary coming out in the next few months that alludes to the greatest of all time. The greatest wealth creator of all fucking time since Moses. I wonder who they're talking about. I've created billions, tens of billions, hundreds of millions, billions, tens of billions, and hundreds of billions. And there's no other swinging dick on the planet that can say that. Since fucking Moses, before Moses. Perhaps that's why you're here. Perhaps not. If you leave here liking me, I didn't do my job. I'm going to say it again. If you leave here liking me, I failed. This is the beginning of the greatest economic cycle this country has had since World War II. And I knew the things that Donald would do. And he hasn't even fucking got started. But this is the eye of the motherfucking storm. The perfect storm. It ain't never going to get any fucking better. Never. This is perfect for the QLA model. If I could have written the motherfucker a prescription or a formula, I couldn't have written it any better. Low interest rates, money's free, you stupid fucks. Massive chaos. And Donald's gonna rip the motherfucking economy apart. And he's gonna fuck it for practice in a good way. This is it. It ain't never gonna get any fucking better. This is like a multiple orgasm the rest of your life, you fucking slags that are in the audience. This is it.
Sometimes I don't want to hear what Dan has to tell me. But as I wrote in one of my blogs, the old man, he's always right. Because he's telling you what you don't want to hear about yourself, but what you know is true. And that is, you're not stepping yourself up. you're not stepping your game up, and you get caught up in fear. As Dan says, false expectations appearing real.